What's up, guys? How you all doing? It is Saturday afternoon. I've been filming all day. Saturday is my kind of filming day. I try not to do too much of it during the week, to be honest. Maybe one evening, but usually Saturdays. And yeah, it's been a busy day, to be honest. I feel quite tired actually. I got up really early this morning because I wanted to get on, and it's catching up on me now. So yeah, there you go. But I also was spending a bit of time on the PC that I've built, which I don't even know if I've showed you guys properly yet. But yeah, I've built this new PC. It's I'll let you into the specs before I do the main video. It is 6-core Intel Extreme something or other, 32 gig of RAM. I could put more in. I just don't know if I'm going to bother yet. It's got dual 980 GTX 980s in it with 6 gig in each one. The reason I didn't go for 1080s is because I already had the cards, so there wasn't any point in kind of selling them and upgrading or anything like that. It was just too much grief. So yeah, I've used those cards, and that's pretty much the spec. Now, I wanted to put Thunderbolt in it as well, because my original aim was to see if I could replace my Mac Pro with a Hackintosh. The problem I've got is that in that PC that I've built, I've got a Thunderbolt card, but the two graphics cards, because they're sort of 2 or 3 slots each, they take up all the room. So I bought this extension cable for PCI and plugged it in, but although that works, it doesn't work when you've got both graphics cards plugged in as well. So maybe one of you kind of PC geeks can tell me why that is. But yeah, so there's sort of 2, I don't know, like white PCI ones, which I assume are like the fast ones, and then there's like a little short one, and then there's a black one at the bottom, which I'm guessing is a slower one. So I've put the 2 PCI graphics cards in the 2 fast ones, and then I had the PCI extension cable in the bottom one. But as soon as I plug that in, the PC won't even boot like to BIOS or anything. It doesn't even post. So yeah, I think that that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to think of another idea, because although with the 2 graphics cards I've got enough ports for all 6 monitors, because I think there's 8 ports in total, I need Thunderbolt. I can't do without Thunderbolt. I've got a lot of Thunderbolt devices, Thunderbolt storage. I just can't do without it. So I need somehow to get Thunderbolt working on the PC and then into Hackintosh before I can even contemplate swapping it out for my Mac Pro. So I think I'm going to have to buy a motherboard that's got Thunderbolt already on it. I've seen like a Gigabyte one with Thunderbolt 3, I believe. But I don't know is that backwards compatible, because it's like a mini DisplayPort, isn't it? Not mini DisplayPort. It's like a DisplayPort socket. I thought it would be USB-C type socket, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. But when I've been looking like on Gigabyte's website, the socket for it looks like an old sort of DisplayPort type socket, and that's supposedly Thunderbolt 3. But is Thunderbolt 3 backwards compatible with Thunderbolt 2? I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can tell me. I don't know. I'm not really up on the whole sort of PC thing. So this is why for me it's just so much easier to use a Mac, because I just buy it, I plug it in, it works. Even like this morning, like taking PCI cards out and using extenders and all that shit, it's just a waste of life. Like I could be doing things so much better than fucking around inserting cards into a PC. That is why I don't use a PC. It's too much time wasting, too much messing around. Going into the BIOS, overclocking. I mean, I can't be bothered with all that. I just want to buy a unit and it just works. The only reason I'm even considering trying to swap it with my Mac Pro is A, because it's interesting to try and do it, and B, because it would be nice to be able to upgrade my computer whenever I want. That's the only plus side to a PC. The downside to it is that with a Hackintosh it's not that simple. And secondly, running into some of the hardware issues because of the kind of what I'm trying to do with a PC as well, with the whole Thunderbolt thing. Hopefully in the next few years, when everything's Thunderbolt free, it will all be compatible and PCs will have it, Macs will have it. We'll be able to do external GPUs and a whole bunch of other crazy stuff. So we'll have to see, but that's a few years away, I think, yeah. Anyway, that is that. Also, what about that girl that got shot? Wow, I mean that actually depressed the living shit out of me. I've got to be honest. It seems, I know it's like American civil liberties, and when I went over there, I really enjoyed going to the gun range and stuff like that. But man, too many people have died. Too many children have died. She's a child, 22. That's so young. And how many people have gone to like schools and killed loads of children and stuff like that? Surely it's time to change. that stuff. And people say it's not the gun, it's the person that uses it. But yeah, and it's only a fraction of the percent of 1% who use it that cause problems. But if you can't deal with that, then you've got to just take the guns away. Throughout Europe, there is no guns, and there is basically no gun crime. We have a couple of shootings a year with 70 odd million people. I don't even know if we have any gun murders in this country anymore, to be honest. I'm not sure. And I know it's part of the civil liberties, and it seems very important to a lot of American people to be able to have a gun to protect themselves. But if no one had guns, you wouldn't need a gun to protect yourself, would you? That's the way I kind of see it. Too many people have died for no reason. It's just shocking that you can they can continue like that when there's literally children being shot. It's pretty upsetting, I find. But then I know, I've got a lot of American friends, obviously, and they're really, really kind of pretty strong on the thought that they should be allowed to have a gun. And it's actually quite a difficult conversation to have with them because they really get quite, well, not all of them, but quite a few of them get quite irate about the whole gun thing. But to me, it's just a waste of life. One life gone should mean no guns. That's it to me. And actually, there's been tens of thousands, and it happens all day, every day, in the States and some other countries as well. So anyway, yeah, that was that kind of depressing note. I've just been doing some time lapses outside with the slider, and what you can do with the slider is you can, with the programming, it's got like a little remote control, and with that you can set it so it goes up the slider, and you could have it take a photo. Say you want to take 15 minutes to go from one end to the other. You could do like a photo every 5 seconds, and it automatically calculates how far it has to move to do one every 15 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever I said, for 15 minutes. So it's very, very intelligent bit of kit. I love it, and I can't wait to get the thing that sits on the top of it that does the pans and tilts as well. And that also does panoramas, so you can tell it to take like 9 pictures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you can bring that whole image in, stitch it together into one, and you end up with this huge picture. And what that will be great for, not only for just getting really insanely detailed shots, but it will be cool for making my own backgrounds, because it's very, very difficult to find an image that is 6 times the size of 4K. I think it works out like 50 megapixels or something insane. There's not that many pictures, and it'd be very cool to take my own, and be able to have them big enough where I can put them on my desktop as a screensaver. That would be very, very cool indeed. So yeah, there's loads of uses for that. I'm hoping it's going to come in time for my fishing trip next week, although I don't know if I'm going to take it. And that's another thing. I'm going fishing for a week today. Me, Gal, my mate Neil and Pete, for a whole week, back to the normal place. And I'm going to do a lot of filming there. I'm going to really do a lot of filming. I'm just kind of working out what to take. That's the issue, is you've got to take so much equipment. Tripods. I probably have to take the whole slider. I probably have to take this camera with all the microphones and all of the audio stuff. I probably have to take my stills camera. Well, I will have to take both of them. Then I've got to take like GoPros and stuff like that. I probably have to take my DJI Osmo. Then you've got to take the drone as well. Like, it's just so much stuff, and it's so valuable as well. And I won't have to worry about it when I'm there, because it's totally secure. There's no one even around for about 50 miles. But when you're driving over there and you're parking up and stuff like that, you have to be very vigilant about not leaving the van. Plus, it's just so much stuff to take. Then you've got to take all the batteries. Then you've got to take all the chargers. Ugh. That's what I hate. But anyway, I've bought a couple of bags specifically to take the C300 Mark II and the 1DX Mark II, and a selection of lenses and the audio equipment. So if I can get it all down into a couple of bags, and then just take my tripod, my slider, and maybe one other tripod, then I don't know, maybe it won't be as bad as I'm thinking. But then you've got the drone as well. Oh. Then I need my rucksack with all my laptop in and stuff like that in case I have to do any work. Well, we'll have to do work. So yeah, that's the thing that annoys me with this stuff, is just how much stuff you have to cart around just to do a little bit of filming. But yeah, anyway, that's me whinging about that. What else is there that's going on at the moment? Not a lot really, to be honest. I'm just kind of cracking on doing some filming. Oh, No, I'll leave it to another video. I've been harping on long enough. Anyway, that is it, guys. Have yourselves a great weekend. I don't know if I'll speak to you tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Peace.